Now, you want to know where else you can save money and maybe get some back in your wallet too? Doing your taxes the right way.
Did you know billions of dollars go unclaimed in federal tax refunds each year? And I don't know about you, but I would rather line my pockets with my money than line the government's pockets with my money.
With your money. Here are some of the most missed deductions according to the U.S. News and World Report. Charitable contributions, local and state sales tax, the earned income tax credit, job searching expenses using the retirement savers credit, and believe it or not, gambling losses. So how do we get what's coming to us and not just give it away? Well, BJ Norris, owner of H&R Block in Ocean City in Berlin, is here to help us do just that. BJ, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
So we were talking about some of the deductions that most people miss doing their own taxes, and you were saying work expenses like boots.
Work expenses, boots, airline people, their shoes they wear on the plane, it's special shoes, so
Right.
they're not supposed to wear them on the ground. Nurses, stockings, and then but they go out in the uniforms, of course, if they have to buy the uniforms.
So pay attention and
Yes.
hang on to your receipts
Yes,
for that stuff.
and a lot of the employers now are picking up some of these expenses for them too.
Right.
And so then that leaves that bottom part out for them.
Gotcha.
They're entitled to mileage if they are going from job to job.
Right. What about education? Let me ask you about
Education?
that. Yeah.
Education expenses.
Expenses,
Right.
yes. Education is if you are, if for education expenses for a person who is working or has graduated from college and is in postgraduate school,
Right.
those expenses are deductible. When you're working, you can add in the additional expenses of your mileage, your parking, all the other things that go, but you have to be credited in that degree
Right.
of job in order to deduct those.
Okay.
You can't go to get another job and you can't go to school and get another job and deduct those expenses because you're not working in that job.
Ah, gotcha.
Gotcha.
Now, BJ, a lot of people are moving their parents into their house. Can they deduct them, or can they?
They can claim their parents if they provide more than half their support for the parents.
Okay.
And there's two ways of going around that. They have their house. They have all the costs of the home. If the parents just have Social Security, then that's all they have. Then they can probably claim them on the tax return as well. If they put them in if they buy another home for the parents stay in their own home, and the children are paying for that house. So we'll say one child is paying for that house, then they can claim the parents because they're paying for the house,
Okay.
and they're making that house available to those parents.
Okay, so major events, getting married, having a baby, life-changing events, that can have a big impact on your refund, can't it?
Yes, it does. At one time, when you got married, you got a huge refund.
Right.
And then they changed all the laws, and then you got married, then you end up paying money back because they lowered this married filing joint rates, and then they lowered the single people got mad because they weren't getting lower rates either. So they lowered the single people's rates, so the single people's rates were lower than the married people's rates.
Oh, okay.
Two people paid less tax.
Let's talk a little bit about medical expenses. Let's say, you put in a pool for somebody with a disability, or maybe someone with a disability has a pet. How can that affect your taxes?
Okay, if you're putting in a pool, you have to be careful because the pool is there in the ground, it stays with the property. It's increased the value of that property. So you don't have the deduction on that because you're going to sell that property at a later date, supposedly, and you're going to recoup that money.
Right.
But yeah, the extra utilities, the upkeep of that pool is medical expense.
Right. Okay, let's talk about pets. Can I get a discount for my pets, a deduction for my pets?
No. But if you are disabled in any way, shape, or form, you need a seeing eye dog, you need a dog that helps you hear,
So a service dog,
a service dog, they are deductible,
but not pets.
not pets.
All right. So let's talk the Affordable Care Act. How's that going to impact my taxes this year?
Well, that's giving everybody a headache. If you are retired, you're on Social Security, you have your pension, you're okay. You have money coming out of that. If you are an individual who has a full-time job with a large company that has medical insurance, you're okay. But if you're just if you have to go out and buy your own insurance, it costs you a lot of money and you're not okay because you have to have it as of January 1st, or I think they give you 3 months. I did a couple yesterday. They got theirs. They started in January. They finally got their insurance in May. It took them that long to get it.
How about that?
And they have a penalty on their return for that because of that.
BJ, thank you so much for coming in.
welcome.
Let me touch one thing before we let you go. Talking about tax scams, getting those phone calls.
Yes. Anyone who gets a phone call from anyone that says they're IRS, hang up and call police, because IRS will send you a letter telling you they want these questions answered and made known to them.
And it's going to be a letter.
It'll be a letter. And if they really, really want you, they're going to send you a certified mail that you have to sign for, and they get.
Ignore phone calls and emails. BJ,
Yes.
thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
And
Great
when in
information
doubt,
today.
call a professional.
Yes, call us.
Professional.
And if you missed any of the information that BJ spoke about or would like to learn more about what H&R Block has to offer, just visit our website, WBOC.com, and click on our picture at the top of the page.